think we had one viewer last time.
It was probably less. That's how I be on TikTok too. Like, oh, it's just me.
You know what? I'm just talking to myself, child. And you know what?
Okay.
And it is okay. But it's
like
all right.
Like I said, we love a good rehearsal.
You know what I'm talking about? But it's all right because we are absolutely
and bitch, we're
live.
Should we be talking to ourselves anyway?
You know what I'm saying? But we are absolutely live right now. Okay, welcome to the Earth is Ghetto Podcast. We're looking very cozy right now, aren't we?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Let's go ahead and just jump right into it. Let's get into our mental health check-in. Go ahead, Aaron.
Like I say all the time, for the state of everything, right now, I'm okay. I'm all right. Things have been going so fast, moving so fast. My father passed away. Just know that here we are. Really don't feel like going into details of that right now, to be honest. But mentally, I'm doing okay. To be in debt, I'm doing okay.
I unfortunately cannot say the same.
She cannot.
I am fucked up right now.
Me too.
It's been really, really hard being unemployed. It's been hard when you have to scrimp and save and survive good times. But one thing I'm super grateful for is my community, who, when I'm feeling the most depressed, they remind me of like who I am, and I do appreciate that. But I'm gonna keep it a buck. The things that have filtered through social media that I've sadly had the misfortune to have to see or experience has been really taking a toll on top of everything else. Because it's like, it's all getting so much worse. And it feels like, I feel like Chicken Little. Like, I feel like I'm telling everybody else the sky is falling and nobody cares. So it feels right now like I'm screaming out into the void a little bit. And yeah, it's worrisome to me, honestly. But at any rate, let's go ahead and get into it on that wonderfully somber note.
What a great way to start the show.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, but we're gonna keep it a buck. We're gonna keep it funky. I'm not gonna lie to you. So, the first thing that we are going to talk about is, of course, the accountability archives. So first, I'm gonna ask you, Aaron. Tell me what you know about it before we get started. What do you know so far?
What I know about it is the Accountability Archives was created. I want to say as soon as this whole Palestine-Israel thing started in 2023 of October, of people saying y'all better vote this and do this, and otherwise it's gonna be worse off for you. And we're taking record of what people are saying. People are saying some fucked up things. Even black people, black liberals, are saying some pretty fucked up things since Kamala lost the election. And now they're saying, oh, well, I hope he turns Gaza into a parking lot, et cetera, et cetera. The internet is forever. Someone has the receipts of all the fucked up things y'all were saying about Palestinian babies being bombed in Gaza. And now that it is going to be put back out there, y'all are afraid, because what if your job sees this? What if anyone just sees this and says, hey, you're a piece of shit? Why would I want to deal anything with you? Y'all are afraid, and now y'all trying to make it into some bad thing. Oh my God. Like, no, y'all said this and then stood 10 toes down on it. So this is where we're at. Accountability Archives. I forgot what's her name. She has the flash drive of everyone.
Maddie Swan.
Yeah, a lot of people saying some fucked up shit on it.
So when it comes to the Accountability Archives, I've had to go ahead and do some actual research, because people are saying anything. You go online, you go on TikTok, people are saying that there's a paywall for you to get to the Accountability Archive that Maddie Swan has. When in actuality, what Maddie Swan has and the Accountability Archives are two different things. She has a flash drive of shit that she's been saving, and she says that it's a very small portion of it is even TikTokers to begin with. A lot of you are not even important enough to go on this flash drive, and you guys are crashing out, and the hit dogs are hollering everywhere. You guys are letting us know exactly how you feel. I'm very, very to McDonald's. Yeah. I guess we're going back to Starbucks. It really kind of fucked me up because I'm like, Starbucks, the same racist company that went ahead and allowed for for random black men just sitting in a lobby to be arrested just for sitting there, and then made it a rule afterward that in order to, because before you used to just be able to sit inside a Starbucks lobby, you didn't have to buy anything. You could just go there with your computer and sit. Now you're being pressured to buy something if you're going to be there, and that's just the truth. And also the union busting. Like, do you know how many ridiculous things that start by in this company supporting a genocide? It's very multi-layered. I feel like, you know,
when funded Trump's campaign. So it's like, this isn't really the got you moment that y'all think it is.
You know what I'm saying? As you tell us that Trump is so disgusting, and I'm like, you're literally supporting a company that supported his campaign. But okay, do you, I guess. And I'm seeing things from TikTokers that I actually had a lot of respect for, and I'm just like, y'all are crashing out in the sake of identity politics. Basically, what you're trying to say is that because I am an oppressed group, you can't hold me accountable for this. When that is literally how this began.
This is why we're here now.
An oppressed group. A group who actually had a Holocaust. How many fucking million Jews were like genocided, exterminated, like most disgusting things happened to them. To go ahead and turn around and have the state of Israel, started by Zionists, to continue a genocide that they've, like, 1948. This has been going on since 1948. We are seeing this in cycles. I feel like everybody needs to understand, because the Palestine thing has been going on since the 40s. So, and people like Lupe Fiasco has been talking about Palestine from like 10, 15 years ago. There was actually he was actually on CNN where he called Obama a terrorist. Do you know how back then that rocked the country?
Bang. Oh my God.
But that's actually veering back exactly into the accountability archives. If we didn't actually have people on the ground who could tell us what actually happened back then, you would think that Obama's presidency was just amazing. Mm-hmm. But then you got to talk to people who lived in Flint, Michigan, when that man decided to come in and pretend to drink the water like it was clean. Deporting more people than I guess Trump is, obviously he's battling for his spot. But at one point, he had deported more people than Trump. I feel like what people need to understand is when we talk about the accountability archives, in general, we need to understand what happened to the people on the ground, because the government will always lie to us about what happened. Mm-hmm. There is a video that I actually am going to have linked that I'm not going to play because it's 13 minutes long, but all 13 minutes is something that you should watch because it's from Maddie Swan herself. So that way you can hear it from the horse's mouth instead of listening to a bunch of people theorize what they think is happening. And in it, she talks about Hiroshima, when we dropped those bombs. And she was like, I'm going to insert a clip in a video of where they let us know that they had decimated almost all of Japan before they even dropped the bomb. We were told, like, if you were to listen to your history books, the American history, remember, it's written by whoever won, right? They told us that they couldn't chance our soldiers going across their shores and getting killed, so they had to drop this bomb. After they'd already fire rated, they're literally 50% of Cleveland in some places, 40% of LA in some places. That's the size of the decimation they were doing. But if you were to only listen to the history books, you wouldn't understand what happened. So just like right now when it comes to Palestine, I'm sorry, when you're saying shit like they should be a parking lot and I can't wait to buy my apartment. It's going to be real nice. I'm disgusted, and I'm sorry, I don't care what you decide to hide behind. The only people who are mad about an accountability archive are anybody who thinks they might be in it.
Yep.
And again, Maddie Swan does not have an accountability archive. She has a flash drive where she's been saving shit, and she's like, I have no plans to even release it. But please watch the video and listen for yourself.
Yep.
The accountability archive was actually created by other people to go ahead and hold our politicians accountable. But y'all don't want to read. And y'all don't want to actually listen to the people that are speaking. The ones that it's actually about. But, anything?
So, as long as we keep saying, I'm talking to black people, as long as we keep saying things like, this black person needs to be our next president, this black person needs to run for office, this black person needs to work for the state, we're going to continue to get more Trumps, we're going to continue to get further rights. As long as you keep wanting to get a cosign from your oppressor to be a part of this American identity as black people. Because, again, that's the problem. And a lot of y'all, it's a lot of patriotism going on right now. And I hate to segue, I know this is kind of off topic, but it kind of is relevant. Black Americans, I know that this Americana and the Beyonce concert and we're feeling patriotic, happy 4th and all these other things. No, I'm being, because this is what she said. Because I saw it. I was like, oh my God, girl. Oh my God. Walking chew gum, Mary. Walking chew gum. This is not going to save us. This kind of ideology, this kind of way of thinking. And this is, to be honest, while we're at where we're at, we're still trying to participate in whiteness by being the next black entrepreneur, being the next, I'm going to start my own business, but at the same time, you're still exploiting black folks in your business. Is that really liberating? I don't think so. We have to take ourselves out of this shit. This isn't for us. And until we do that, we will never, ever, ever be free. Oh, and the homophobia, that as well. We'll never be free. Because again, I'm going to slide that in. We're not going to be free from that as long as we hang on to that. So.
No, and I think that to the point of the Americana and the propaganda, I feel like when we are looking at black politicians, I feel like we're not realizing that their job is actually antithetical to black liberation at its core. And the reason is because those black politicians still need white cosigners in order to move through whatever bases, in order to get higher. Remember, you may have to bend this way, you may have to bend that way. And that's how we end up getting to a point where we say, hey, listen, because you didn't vote for my particular war criminal, that means that you are not to be trusted and you can't be a part of the black community, and then you're not a part of the 92% or whatever the things that people are saying. And it's like, you're not even giving yourself the freedom to think critically. The IDF, they currently train our police officers that are killing us. And then you support people who are going to give money to the IDF. Who, by the way, in Israel, they still have free health care and free education while we are scrimping and surviving good times. Yep. I feel like, especially when it comes to the Americana portion of it, I need you to understand that your fight to be American, especially as black people in this country, when we had to fight in their wars, we were literally their cattle, their resources. We were 3/5 human. We were experimented on. All of those different things. My issue with it is that why would you fight to be American in this structure, knowing what they've done to us? You are aligning yourself with a colonial imperial structure. And I don't feel like you want to wrestle with that because you still want to be able to watch football. And by the way, walk and chew gum, do whatever the fuck you want. What I'm saying is that pride to be American needs to be translated in that pride to be black, that pride in being gay, that pride in actually something that defines you versus this colonial power structure that has done nothing but try to kill us since they dragged us to their shores. That's what I'm saying.
We built this. Let me ask y'all a question. If I forced you to build a cage and put yourself in that cage your entire life, and then the last 10 years, I'm like, okay, I'll let you free. And that cage has fucked you up mentally, physically. I put all sorts of shit in that cage. You couldn't escape that cage. That cage is the empire that we're in now, by the way, as black folks. Mm-hmm. If I force you to build that cage, and I say, hey, you can have the cage, I think a lot of y'all would just want to keep the cage that has fucked you up, that I made you build. And that's the problem that I have. Why do y'all want to keep the cage that has fucked you up? You should want to destroy it or get rid of it or do something, but it shouldn't be on you still.
I think that's because a lot of black people are trying to bribe themselves out of the cage. Mm-hmm. A lot of them have just decided, if I align myself with whiteness, if I align myself with respectability politics, if I align myself with all of these things like that all of these different power structures that do nothing but hurt me, they feel like if I can do that, then I can go ahead and hold the cage. But in their mind, they're not thinking about them holding the cage. In their mind, they're thinking, I can get out. If I do all these things, I can get out of the cage. But what's worse is that on that journey to get out, which usually, sadly, is just a journey to aligning yourself to white supremacy, usually along the way, you learn how to be like your oppressor. Mm-hmm. And that is when you decide that I would rather hold the cage than be in the cage.
And that cage is the American flag, by the way. Why are we trying to reclaim the cage?
It's just so...
As black folks.
You know, it's,
the flag.
Yeah, no, for real. And it's just unfortunate at this point. But I feel like I'm waiting for us to get to a point of consciousness, and until we can't, we need to save these videos and remember, because the North remembers. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, you don't get to go ahead and pretend that you go ahead and change your mind without acknowledging what you did and what you said. We're not about to let that slide. It's not going to work, because I don't know if I want you to be my nurse if you went ahead and voted you wanted babies to die in Palestine because you didn't give a fuck. You said, hey, who cares? You said disgusting things, because that makes me think, so it doesn't really take too much for you to dehumanize a person.
Yeah.
Feels real close to you, actually. But anyway, moving on. So, the next topic that we have is the issue with divine feminine coaches.
What made you put this in, friend?
I'm just seeing a lot of fuckery. No, for real. I'm seeing a lot of fuckery online. And it's gone past men don't have the capability to love, and which by the way, when you demonize men to the degree that y'all do, you really are just giving them a pass. You're basically saying, well, you're evil. How could I ever expect better? You're the worst. How can you hold them accountable if you're like, oh, by birth, you're just originally fucked up? Like, that already doesn't make any sense. But I digress. It's fine. But I've been seeing a lot about Princella the Queenmaker, who I've been talking about for a while now. I've been saying she nutty, right? And on her platform, she talks a lot about how older men want to make sure they get really young women to be able to prey on them. And we all know that happens. And by the way, this is not just a man-woman thing. This happens in gay relationships. This happens to... Older people take advantage of younger people all the fucking time. Let's just be honest, okay? That happens anywhere. But she's going on and on about it because, men especially do this thing. And we come to find out that this almost 50-year-old lady got a 24-year-old girlfriend.
Oh, wow.
Ma'am. But I honestly, I'm never here to go and be like, oh, they're a narcissist, because I feel like that shit is so overused. I feel like y'all gotta fucking stop. It's too much. But what I will say is that there are some very narc tendencies that comes with Princella the Queen Maker. And the reason why I don't fuck with Shira 7 is not because I'm like, oh, don't get that money, sis. I believe in listen, I believe in sex work. Sex work is work, baby.
Period.
And do whatever you feel like. Shit. Times is hard. And we live in a patriarchy. Who am I? My issue is that I can't align myself with certain people, especially when the only thing they talk about is capitalism. That's what my issue with Shira 7 is. Because if you don't have money, you ain't shit. And as a communist, I can't. What can we talk about? What can we talk about? We can't talk about shit. And on top of the fact that she already said, fuck Palestine. She was like, I don't give a fuck about Palestine. Does that pay my bills? I said, oh.
And you know what? Even though she's a fucked up person, like I say all the time, at least you said the quiet part out loud. Yeah. Say it. Just say it. Like I say all the time.
Just so
I can know to act accordingly.
Yeah. No, honestly, just so I know who exactly that I'm. But I feel like, for me specifically, I feel like the issue is that I'm seeing a lot of this very binary attitude where it's just like all men this and all women that. And I'm like, I feel like we don't realize we're under spells, people.
I'm so glad we're genderless, because I don't have time for this.
No, bro. We're legitimately under spells. And when you guys make it sound like, well, if we can get into a man's brain. No, they're socialized this way.
As a man.
Just like women are socialized to be nurturing, which is why we're mothers, so on and so forth, and take on all of this labor. We're socialized to do so. Well, why do you think that's something that's natural? Because there's shitty mothers exist. It's not natural. It's a lot of things. It's something that we're socialized to do. Just like a lot of men are socialized to be like, well, I have to be stoic and I can't be this and I can't be that. Why do you think that male people suffer so much when they have a different sexuality? Because they're like, you're not fitting inside this box. Mm-hmm. So for me, it's like it honestly boils down to you're talking bioessentialism at the end of the day. We're bridging on eugenics, man. You keep on saying that, oh, well, they're born this way and when they're born and like, no, stop it. You're being very fucking weird. You are. And then a lot of times I feel like you're making, I just wish you would call a thing a thing. Shira 7 is out here to make bread off you, my love. You paying her bills. You think her man is just no, you're paying her bills because you're listening to whatever nonsense that she says. And also there's a lot of things that she says in reference to, oh, you can't be ghetto, you can't have long nails, they have to be short, you have to be demure, you got to do this. She was like, or you got to be a little thinner. Oh, the bigger you are, the less type of the kind of man that you get. Like, I'm hearing
whiteness.
Bro, the patriarchy is so strong within what they're saying and they don't even realize it. And I'm sorry, I understand if you are taking this advice so that you can make bread. That's cool. Stop trying to make this person out to be some feminist. That's not what's happening. She's a capitalist. And that's what you try to do right now. You try to make yourself some money. Mm-hmm. And as a person who has considered doing some strange things for some change, okay? I just can't bring myself. It's just, I hate my life.
No, but anyway, I don't give a damn. I'm this close.
Bro, I'm just...
this close.
I don't want to talk to nobody. But anyway, but like, I it's not something that I would ever look down on, but I feel like at this point, it's like you're telling women that love doesn't exist. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're telling straight women love doesn't exist. Do you realize how like nuts that is? Okay, just me. Maybe I'm an idealistic bitch who thinks that, you know, I don't know. You know what? I'll move on. It's okay.
A lot of it has to do with patriarchy again, and unfortunately, this does uphold it. saying that. And then that's another thing. It's like either it's all men or there's the woman that participate in it.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Yeah, Milo.
He hungry. He gonna eat soon. Just calm down.
So it's like, even in the queer community, the heteronormativity, a lot of y'all still do not want to let that go. A lot of y'all still do not want to let these gender roles go, these made up rules go. When it comes to the queer community, I get told all the time, like, especially once I found out that I usually bottom, like, girl, but they make it out to be like, oh, okay, so you need to stay home, and I will be the one to get the, go out and make the money. And it's like, they will still use that as, oh, so you have to listen to me and do it as I say, what I say.
Absolutely.
When I talk, you listen.
They will try to bring that heteronormative bullshit into these queer relationships. Like, patriarchy is fucking up all of us.
I've even heard niggas say, as a top, if I do cheat, it's not technically cheating because I top, and I'm not emotional because the bottoms are emotional. The heteronormativity is still parallel. As a bottom, you can't talk to no guys, but I can, because bottoms are too emotional, because it's more intimate as a receiver.
What the fuck?
Baby, do you know how many dicks I done sat on, baby, and still going about my day?
I'm sorry. I'm very I'm super.
It's really sad.
That's actually crazy.
It's stupid.
That's actually
especially
crazy.
As someone who's non-binary. I'm like, what are we doing?
Like, what are we even talking about?
You're not. That's why I say the partner that I do date needs to be queer, not gay. Queer. Because that's a difference. And the term gay has been used as a political identifier, especially in the 80s, to only represent white cis men. Gay as a political identifier. If every gay person in the United States of America was black or a person of color, girl, they would not give a damn about this whole gay marriage or anything. But these white cis men came out and said, hold up now, because I'm at a conflict. Because I'm white, but I'm still going through shit. But it's like, I'm still white, so I need y'all to give me my rights quick. Gay marriage right now.
Well, and you know what? Also, I feel like a big thing that we're kind of confronting, especially as a queer community, is the fact that we are also under the same amount of pressure of the patriarchy, of white supremacy, of all of those things, of the capitalism even. Just watch one episode of Chasing Reality. Like, we are so still underneath it, where we're like, hey, guess what? If you're dark skinned, you can't be feminine. If you you can't be a bottom, and if you're a bottom, then you're gonna be emotional. If you're gonna be like, it's so weird where we constantly put a binary where there shouldn't even be one. We're under spells, people. Yep. We're under spells. And I just really want us to...
Do you know how many niggas get frustrated with me? Because it's like, one moment I can be the most nigga-ish person you will ever meet, and the next moment I can be the baddest bitch you will ever meet. And it'd be making niggas frustrated with me, because it's like, I've had straight niggas frustrated with me, I had gay niggas frustrated with me, because they're all trying to hang on to these invisible ass rules, these invisible binary rules that was forced on us as black queer folks, especially from our oppressors.
No, 100%. And I feel like one of the biggest things that we are still confronting now is the fact that a lot of the people who are making these criticisms are actually fighting it within themselves. It's why they're bringing it to you. It usually is pure projection. There's a lot of femininity that they may want to exude, so it's like, why the fuck do you get to? No, seriously.
It's like, how dare you?
Like, because they're
get in line. What are you doing?
Because they're under the impression we all live under the same rules. What the fuck are you doing?
Why are you so fucking bold and brave?
You know, and they would never even. It would never even come to them in that sense, because it's like, in their mind, you are an offense because you're something that they can't be. So the only thing,
let's flip it up, switch it.
You know what I mean? I feel like that's just one of the biggest things. But anyway, but it just like when in reference to these femininity coaches, I don't care what kind of coach it is. We need to stop coaching each other on these ideas of gender that aren't real, and just go to therapy. That's what I need us to actually do. I need us to stop going to divine masculine coaches and divine feminine coaches and all this other bullshit. I just need us to go to therapy for our own individual fucking issues.
Quickly.
That's it. And I'm done. Ooh. So the ICE raids are getting worse. Is sadly, the next topic. I'm seeing horrific videos. I saw a video yesterday of this little girl holding on to her mom while they dragged her away. It was just like, how is this not for anybody, especially if you're black? Me, myself, I see that shit and I think about slavery. Mm-hmm. I think about children being ripped away from their parents and just being sold off somewhere, then they're never going to see them again. They're literally, and we haven't confirmed this, and we don't know if it's true, but I'm inclined to believe that they say they are putting a lot of immigrants in planes and dropping them out of the planes.
I did hear about that.
Going to Alligator Alley. In Alligator Alley, they were interviewing people, and they said that the sewer system was backed up, so they were sleeping in their own, being beaten, lights on 24/7. That's a just basic 101 form of torture. You have ICE agents who drove to a school for disabled children so they could pick up the parents. People with their ID, they just say it's fake and take you anyway.
Yep.
You think this shit? You think that shit's
You could be American.
They've already taken American citizens.
You could be a black American.
Oh, they've taken black American citizens already. This has already happened.
But what I have to say is this: I don't have much to say about it because it's like, girl, here we are, and it's very unfortunate. You need to come up with a plan. Come up with a plan. But I also want to put this out there: rather you decide to leave, or you want to leave but you can't because you just can't. You can't afford it.
You can't afford it.
Or you have a family to you just can't. Or you want to stay and fight. These 3 reasons are all good reasons. Do not feel guilty for either one of them. Mm-hmm. I was telling Sydney the other day, I don't know what the fuck I'm going to do, if I'm being honest. A part of me was like, and yes, it is delusional. I know it's delusional, and it is very risky. A part of me is like, bitch, I might want to stay and fight. I have other black queer folks that are very important to me. I grew up in ballroom, and I want to stay, and they mean a lot to me. I'm sorry. They are my family still. Mm-hmm. And they can't leave. And so I don't know what I'm going to do. Mm-hmm. But regardless of what you decide to do, I want y'all to know, don't feel bad. We're all in survival mode until the world ends in a few years, okay?
Basically. And no matter what your decision is,
because I can't put a due date for me yet.
Yeah.
That is the goal, is to get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
But for me personally, it's not realistic for me to give myself a due date, because I know.
Right. No, and for me, it's like, I feel like it's my responsibility to go so that I can make a space for the people who need to leave. They need a place to go to. Mm-hmm. And if out of my community, if I'm not, I would be the only person in my community that may even have the ability to do that. You know what I'm saying? So if that really is indeed the case, it's my responsibility to make a place, and that way I can make it easy for people to escape, because that's really what we're talking about, to escape. But, and again, no matter what it is that you have to do, whether it is having to leave loved ones behind, whether it's having to stay and fight, knowing that your status could be fucked up. They could snatch you up anywhere. Mm-hmm. They're snatching up people just going to work. They snatched up some black CNA lady on her way to work. I read in the news like a little while ago.
That's what what does that get us when we say things like, oh, well, that's what they get. That they voted for that, and I'm like, ha ha ha. It's like they're taking Black Americans, and you're a Black American.
And on top of that, if you were to actually look at the statistics, especially if we're talking about Latin people, most of them voted in majority for Kamala Harris.
Exactly.
I need you guys to stop spreading that lie to yourselves. Like, actually go look at it. And yes, it was probably 40% of, like, on the other side, so it was close. Yes, indeed. But are we supposed to go ahead and throw the whole 100% away because of the 40?
And y'all keep this up, this ha ha ha, I told you so charade up, you're going to lose midterms, you're going to lose 2028, if we even get that far.
I mean, to be honest.
So keep, like I said this in 2016, right? I said Trump's gonna win because y'all keep saying, blah, blah, blah. And what happened? And I said it again. This whole 92% fuck, that's what y'all get, ha ha ha. Even though we're all in the same fucking Death Star, the same empire, going through all of this shit. He's going. Y'all gonna lose. Democrats, y'all are done. I'm sorry. Like, the party of Democrats is over. The trust is gone because Republicans are loud about their fascism, but they organize and they reach out to other motherfuckers who are like them. Even though, which I've been saying, this whole entire system, y'all know how I feel about it. I'm trying not because it is YouTube, so I can't say too much. But I don't know. Go ahead, girl.
No, I was just gonna say that I think that, especially right now, when I think about where we really are, the things that are crumbling as we just watch in horror, I think the biggest thing I need people to realize is that this can happen to you. This can happen to any single one of you. None of us are special. The only people that might be able to get out might be white people. And I say might.
The only ones that are special are the rich or the elites.
Do you know what I'm saying? Those are the only people that will be insulated. And that's the truth. Because at this point, we found out that ICE has gotten Medicaid records. That violates HIPAA. But now they can go ahead and start institutionalizing people if they have a history of, listen, and you guys can just go look it up. Just please understand what ICE is doing. They are violating all of our rights. And because it's not happening to you does not mean it won't. And also, why does it have to for you to care? Fuck.
I think, like, just, and maybe it's because, I don't know if it's because what, neurodivergent girl, but I don't know. A lot of humans are okay with being miserable as long as they know that someone is going to be worse off than them. Yeah, absolutely. And that's really what it comes down to, especially in this fucking country. Listen, individualism through the ass.
Listen, if you give them someone to look down on, they will go ahead and empty their own pockets for you. They truly will.
Misery loves company.
It's just what, and
so it's like, oh, you want, why did you? No, they don't deserve no free food. You need to work for that.
Because I didn't get nothing.
Misery loves, like, it's like, yeah.
We are. I want better for us, but I know that there's a large community of us who are still trying, and that's just the demographic that I am going to concentrate on, because if I don't, it just feels like drowning otherwise. But anyway, on to the next. Black rest and joy isn't as revolutionary as you think.
Ooh, that might piss my friend.
Listen, first and foremost, I want to preface this with.
You hate black people.
I want to preface this first and foremost with, I think that I understand exactly where the rhetoric of black rest and joy being radical. Look where we come from. Look what's happened to us in this fucking country. Of course there is recourse and space to say that black rest and black joy is radical. Absolutely. And I would never deny that. How fucking ever. We are not going to be obtuse. And I will not let you use this as an excuse to not be a community member for other fellow black people. I refuse. Like, and I'm going to give you an example. When the ICE raids were first going on, I was hearing a lot of black people. There was, in fact, specifically, there was a video of some Latin people who were being super racist to black people in the video. And I saw the video. It was fucking disgusting. Okay? And then there was a comment that said, you should call ICE. And I said, whoa, what in the entire fuck? That seems like a lot. I thought we were just gonna be like, I should beat your ass type shit. Like, I thought it was gonna be so.
Call it the Gestapo.
You know what I mean? Like, I did not think that was where we were going to, get to. And then all of a sudden, it came from just talking about this one video to talking about Latin people in general. And I was just like, okay, we have got to be able to walk and chew gum. And then when I said on my platform that, of course, I am, like, I've protested ICE several times. I was at an ICE rally just a few months ago. I was protesting ICE even then. I am going to always be against the oppression of people. Period. And as a first generation American, right? A tether, as the FBAs will call it. I need people to understand that I know what it's like to see people who they feel like don't belong. They literally call them aliens. Are you a legal alien or an illegal alien?
That's not so fucked up.
Do you see
human beings living on the same fucking rock or calling other human beings aliens,
illegal aliens or legal aliens? Like, this is actual real verbiage that niggas sign getting into the country. It'll be like, are you a legal alien? Like, that's a real fucking thing. And I feel like people, black people, which I did not understand, as we see that we receive the worst parts that this country has to offer. It boggled my mind to think that black people did not think that ICE was going to get to them. And it already has. We're already having black Americans and black people just be picked up in general. That's already happening. And what killed me was a lot of people were said, I was resting. I'm not going to any protests. I'm resting. By the way, as if the only way that you can support is by going to a protest.
Right.
It tells me that you're
projecting.
Your ability to actually understand what fighting for a cause seems very flat. It seems very two-dimensional. It's either like I stay home, I go to a protest, there's no other way to help. Okay, that's fine. I'm just saying, like, that just already seems silly in itself, which is fine, right? But when they were using and weaponizing this arrest, saying that that's why they wouldn't. I'm not telling you shouldn't rest. I'm telling you to rest your mouth while you do it. Because the rest of us. No, I'm dead ass.
No, because it's like, girl, be the change you want to see. Like, you say you resting, then rest.
Go to sleep, my nigga. Because I'm very wide awake and I'm seeing that any fucking truck could go through a neighborhood and start picking off my neighbors like fucking Gestapo and let you realize that 1941 can happen again. Like what happened in Germany, what happened in Poland, what happened, like, we're doing it again. Gestapo is here and we just call them ICE now.
Yep.
Blackout trucks with niggas who come and swarm you and be like, "Oh, I have my IDs, I have everything," and you're like, "Oh, well, this is not my time. I want to rest." Listen, go rest. Go rest.
Rest and continue to talk about the NFL playoffs and
what next Chanel bag you gonna buy next?
Right.
And
just continue to be classist and talk about What was this latest thing they talking about, girl? It was a lot of classes going on.
Listen,
it's this Polo Ralph Lauren shit.
What the fuck is going on with Polo Ralph Lauren?
Did you not hear about it? The campaign?
What's going on there?
So
I don't wear name brands.
I wear the same 4 shirts, as y'all know. Polo Ralph Lauren put up had a new campaign where it's like just black folks, but all of them are fair skin or light skin. Well, it's like 2 a little dark skin, but you know how
usual suspects. Okay.
And King of Reeds talked about it. Shout out to King of Reeds. Mm-hmm. And they ate him up because they were mad at what he was saying, but it was a lot of black elitism, black bourgeoisie, like a black high class. That's
what you want to concentrate on instead. You want to concentrate on that instead.
It shouldn't be a class hierarchy, period. And that's what he was trying to tell y'all. What's wrong with having a high black class? There shouldn't be a class hierarchical structure, period. Stop trying to participate in oppressive systems that are killing us every day.
All for the idea of opulence. All for the idea of black excellence. All for the idea, and listen, and I see it all the time. It's not like, I saw a video the other day of a black woman who's, I guess her grandfather bought a house in the Hamptons. I didn't even know there was a historically black neighborhood in the Hamptons. I'm like, we have it? I said, nigga, you want to fight? Something new today, bro. Bro, I was like, y'all good? Like, you don't know, like therapy maybe? Like, I don't know, because the Hamptons, and you've been there since the 60s?
Right.
Okay. And, all in the comments, they're like, oh, I love to see black excellence. I love to see black rich. I love to see, and I'm just like, oh.
You shouldn't want to.
And my whole thing, it's not like, you know what I thought she should be proud of? The fact that her family owns that land and no one's been able to run this black community off of the Hamptons. That's what I thought people were supposed to be proud of. I'm like, yo, that's still their shit. After all the things that get taken from us, after all of the cities that these niggas have burned down, whether it was Rosewood or Tulsa, Oklahoma, I'm thinking that that's the part that we're supposed to be proud of, but all we talking about is how rich these niggas are. And I'm just like,
I'm sick of it. Rich, black, affluent blacks, rich, wealthy blacks, rich. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it, y'all.
And it feels like and whenever you talk about it, they think that you are just being a hater, basically. And my whole thing is, nigga, I'm a Pisces. I like nice things.
And I'm a Sag. I do too.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I love nice things. Shit. What the fuck are you talking about?
I do too. I just don't go out my way to do it.
You know what I'm saying? But also on top of that, I don't see name brands as something to aspire to. I just want to wear clothes I like. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not, like, I don't care about stuff like that.
Oh, you look so cute. I like your outfit. And most of the time, most of my shit comes from the thrift store.
Or
$4,
$5,
$10. Like,
you know what I'm saying? Or a girlfriend gave me this shirt. Like, it's, I don't know. I feel like we are so wrapped up in what we need to have in order for things to look a certain way. But I know that it's out of survival. I know it is. Especially when the economy is beating our ass like we stole something. Mm-hmm. So you're like, I want to be able to say I accomplished something after all of this work I did.
I want to say that I've done something under capitalism. I want to say that I've done like something successful under capitalism.
But you have to understand, in their mind, they're not thinking about capitalism. That's their idea of success because that's the only thing they've ever been taught is success. Mm-hmm. Success is only when you buy your house with your picket fence and you have a 401k with your wife and kid and 2 dogs and cat and the whole 9. Like, that's supposed to be what success is. So when you as a person are like, I don't think I want any of that, and I only have, but I have enough money to travel if I want or do something else if I want, but I don't need to own a bunch of buildings and property and be like, I have to start this many businesses. I want to help my community and I want to have fun doing it, but I don't need to own.
How dare you? That's lame. You're a piece of shit.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, for them, it's like you're not achieving enough if you don't want to do what they're doing.
You're not a good servant to the society that
or if you don't want to monetize every single hobby that you have. Mm-hmm. Like, it's really something that's ingrained within them because in their mind, when you say when you say capitalism, they're like, huh?
Like, what's that?
They're like, no, because they're just, in their mind, capitalism is like, something the government does. And I'm like, no, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, no, that's something we're all participating in. We are all participating in it. Even me right now, as I have to pay my bills and try and figure out what the fuck. Okay, we're good. All right, it only did it for a second. All right, but that was just in reference to like the black joy and rest, because it's not like I don't think it's radical, but I'm not gonna let you weaponize.
Yeah,
I won't. And when I say that black joy and black rest is absolutely radical, but do you really think it's radical if you're using it to go ahead and oppress and suppress another person? That's not radical. That's just an excuse at that point. But anyway, so I would say the last topic, but we kind of already talked about that. The last topic was it's time to make plans, leave or fight. Oh yeah, and I'm like we kind of already did all of that. But I do want to say that I'm so glad that we've been able to come through in this impromptu live with y'all. And we're going to be making sure to do way more of those. Usually I be in makeup and stuff, but child, if you want all this content, you just got to get this bare face sometimes.
Right, that's another thing. Like, girl, like, you see what we in, we comfortable, okay?
You know what I'm saying?
So if you want a lot of content from us, let us be comfortable.
You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, let
I can see if it was at a function or something, a live event somewhere.
You know what I'm saying? And you know what? I'm not saying I won't come back to y'all with some lashes and
because I'm gonna gag y'all one day. I'm gonna be looking real cut, and I'm gonna have my face beat.
You know what I'm saying?
Out on this plane.
Listen, you don't have to play. No, it's not. But honestly, like I feel like we're definitely going to be doing a whole lot more. So I'm so glad.